Mushoku Tensei fans are coming after me because I decided to drop the show. Because I made a video pretty recently, like a few days ago, where I said that I just can't watch this show because the main character is irredeemable. The main character is a degenerate PDF file, and the author makes absolutely no types of effort to have that character learn that those types of behavior is completely disgusting. You know, he just kind of even forgets about it at one point in the light novel from what I've read, but we'll get into that later. They have been attacking me, bro. Like, they've dislike bombing my video, leaving a bunch of bullshit comments trying to justify Rudius's behavior and all of this nonsense. But the main thing is, someone that actually knows me in real life burnt a bridge with me over this video that I made, and we are going to talk about it today. So I just want to read you all the message that they sent me. They sent me this message the same night the video was made, and it actually fucking sucks. So let's get into it. So the person says, "You're not answering my calls because I think you know what it's about. I just saw your Mushoku Tensei video and I have to say you are a shit-eating hypocrite for bad talking this show while praising an even worse story like Berserk, which has far more fucked up scenes in the manga and an even worse fan base of weirdos who praise Griffith, a character that has done far worse things Rudy done." Right? So let's talk about that for a second. First and foremost, I was never ducking your calls, you fucking moron. I have a life. When you were calling, I was in the middle of a workout with my friend martial arts, and I do not answer people while I'm working out. Like, what's the point of that? And I'm not going to take your calls anyway because we talk like once every 2 months or so, you know. So it's not like you are a priority person in my life that I have to drop whatever I'm doing to have a conversation with you about a fucking video that I made. Anyway, the second thing that he says is that I'm a hypocrite for defending or praising Berserk while talking shit about Mushoku Tensei. The thing is, in Berserk, the characters that are evil are painted to be such very evil, degenerate monsters. You're not meant to like the characters in Berserk that are evil. You're meant to be disturbed by them, you're meant to be disgusted by them, and that works because Kentaro Miura was a genius when it came to writing characters and how he wanted those characters to affect his readers. This guy who wrote Mushoku Tensei wrote his main character as a fat, degenerate pedophile who likes CP. From what I've been reading on the internet about the light novel, he actually touches himself to cheese pizza, CP. I think you all know what CP is, you know, child diddling corn, you know, like that type of stuff. And then instead of addressing that or having a moment where his main character comes to terms with that and realizes that type of behavior is bad, instead of that happening, what he does is this is what he does.
I see, but I sense the potential for growth. You may yet become an E or bigger.
Oh. Okay, so this is literally him groping a 7-year-old in a barn while she's asleep. This is how he writes that character. Keep in mind, at this point in the story, technically, Rudius is, I would say, 35 or 36, I think. Because if you combine his age from when he was alive in the real world, when he was alive, if you don't know, he was like this. This is how he looks. And this is still how he looks in his head, by the way. But because he was reincarnated into this new body, this disguise, he looks like this now. But he's still, as you can hear from the voice, he is still this guy on the inside. So on the inside, you have this 35, 36-year-old guy literally groping a 7-year-old, feeling her up while she's asleep, and then he goes even further and tries to remove her underwear. This is never brought up again. It's played off as comedy. You know, the character goes on to continue making inappropriate jokes, groping this little girl whatever opportunity he gets, and it's just never addressed. So the main thing that I want to say here is, do you really think this little girl would react in the so-called comedic way that she does if she saw who was actually groping her, who was molesting her. Because the truth is, most of the characters, I don't actually know, all of the characters don't know that this is what he looks like on the inside. A fat, disgusting weirdo that molests little girls. That's the whole point. That's the whole reason I dropped the show, because they never address it. They just kind of blow it like, just kind of roll it under the rug or whatever. Sweep it under the rug. That's literally what the author did, because he doesn't want to put in the effort to actually have Rudius, his main character, face any real consequences for his actions, which would lead him to changing and becoming a better character. I was even told that much later in the light novel, he goes ahead and makes inappropriate sexual jokes and thoughts towards his own little sister, his little infant, I wouldn't say infant, his underage sister, you know. So it's just so fucking weird to me. Anyway, let's get back into what this loser says. I'm not going to use his real name, or I'm not going to also play the voice note here, because I said some personal information in there that I can't let out. So I will just, at the end, I will just repeat some of the main things that I said in this voice note before this guy blocked me. I can't use his real name, so let's call him Joffrey, because everyone hates Joffrey, okay? So Joffrey continues and he says, "You is a fraud, and I don't give a fuck if this makes you mad, but Rudy is not a pedo. He is a child, therefore it is a normal relationship. His maturity was stunted, and he also does not have the mind of an adult, which is something you ignored just cause I think you are scared to say you like the show because it's more popular to hate on it now." Let's talk about that for a second here. You gotta be completely brain rotted to believe this, and I can't believe someone that actually knows me is fucking talking like this. And I'm so happy that you exposed yourself for the fucking creep that you are. You know, I think I truly understand why you relate to Rudius so much, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I want to address exactly what you said here. So the thing is here, you just saying he's not and he's not. You have no proof. There's no parts of your argument where you dropped any evidence or examples as to why Rudius is not a pedo, while I do have evidence that he is. This is him literally groping a 7-year-old while he's 35. A 35-year-old man is in a disguise as a child groping another child. That is a fucking pedo. That's what he is. So I don't care what you say. You're not going to change my mind on it. Rudius is a fucking pedo. I don't care whatever bullshit straw man justification you pull out of your ass. It doesn't change what we've seen as the audience. So anyway, let's just kind of continue moving on here. We agreed on anime takes in the past, but this one has to be the fucking worst. I'm sorry to say, and this is where it gets very personal. I'm sorry to say, but I believe what really bothers you is that your comic will never be as good as Jobless Reincarnation, cause what I heard is boring so far. Maybe you should go read the light novel for inspiration, so that shit story of yours could be even half as complex. Good night. So my response to this was, you went ahead and you attacked something that I'm truly passionate about and that I'm putting so much of my time and effort into it, and I understand why you do that. Why you do that, Joffrey, is because you're a fat piece of shit with no ambitions, no goals. Your family literally fund your lifestyle. All you do is play video games and jerk off to cartoons all day. This is the exact reason why you have been single and alone for the past 8.5 years. This is why no female that talks to you actually finds you interesting, because you're a fucking weirdo. And I think this is why you relate to Rudius so much. I think me critiquing the show and saying why I dropped the show hurt you in a personal way. It hit you in a personal place because dude, you didn't even work on the show. You didn't even contribute to creating the show at all, but you took it personally to the point where you want to attack me for having my own dreams and ambitions. Not once did I compare my comic or my type of storytelling to what Mushoku Tensei does, but you just had to bring that up and try to make it into a competition. I always knew that you were fucking jealous of what I'm doing because you have literally no talent yourself. You're 28 years old and all you do is beat off to cartoons all day and play fucking video games. You play Fortnite and League of Legends religiously. Go fuck yourself. You're a loser. Your parents look at you with the most disappointment. Your dad looks at me and he's more proud of me than he ever will be of you. So again, go fuck yourself. You're a waste of time. And I'm very happy you blocked me. I know you're going to be seeing this video too because I know you stalk my channel. Because I'm pretty sure this is you on an alt account here leaving this type of bullshit comments. Because the timing was a little too suspicious after this message was sent. I started getting comments from this person who is obviously on an alt account, and this person says, right, he can't change the fact that he died at 34 years old, can he? And the early era stuff is really bad, I agree that much, but at some point he and all of his love interests became adults. Surely that changes something. So the only person in the comments at the time who was making excuses was this person, and they were spamming comments. They were putting like 3, 4, 5 different comments all over the place. I'm pretty sure this is Joffrey. I'm pretty sure this is the same person on an alt account. My response here was, I said, you're basically saying it's okay for an adult to molest a child until they grow up, then you can also sleep with them. Because that's the logic that these fucking weirdos use. It's so sad to me that we even have to have this conversation. It's bad for an adult to prey on children. This guy is an adult. This is how he sees himself. This is how he knows himself. I don't care if you say, oh, his mentality was stunted due to bullying. It doesn't change the fact that he's an adult. If you were to use the same logic in the real world and you said, oh, well, let's use what happened recently, with Mr. Beast as an example. If you used this logic and said, oh, well, Chris Tyson is innocent because his mentality was stunted, you know, before he became an adult, so him grooming his fans shouldn't really, you know, result in him getting cancelled, then you're a freak of nature and you deserve to be in a cell somewhere. You need to go seek actual help. Damn. I am ranting so much and I'm coughing, bro. This really pisses me off. It really pisses me off that someone that I knew in my real life actually had these types of feelings. And you know, I always kind of saw this guy as, you know, he's just very comfortable. His family is very well off. His mom and dad make quite a lot of money, so he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to go to school or pursue anything really. And they allow him to because they just want to, you know, provide for their kid, and I think that's fine, you know. So when he started putting on weight and all of that, I was like, bro, listen, this is probably just a phase, or if this is who you want to be, that's your life to live. But I didn't know it was so fucking bad for Mr. Joffrey over here, right? I'm happy that, as I said, he exposed himself, and it did hurt. It really did hurt a bit hearing him say that about my work, because bro, listen, I put so much effort into bringing this story to life that it took me years to even get to this point where I could have some characters, I can have pages. I have pages almost completed. I got so many character designs and concepts that for the story, like, you know, this is something that I am truly passionate about. And because I said I dropped Mushoku Tensei, you decided to try and make that into some type of win or some type of weapon against me. You know, it's not like even in my video I told people to not watch the show. I said this is the reason I dropped the show. You know, it's not like I said, oh, yo, you guys shouldn't watch this show. The show should get cancelled. It's not even anything like that. he just heard the critiques, and I think because he relates so much to this fat piece of shit, he took it personally, and that's why he came after me. You know, he came after me in that way, and I guarantee if I did answer that phone call, like when he called around, I think like about 3 something p.m. If I did answer that phone call, he would not have had the same energy on the phone. It's very easy to say what he said in a text and just send it and forget it, because as soon as I sent him a voice note basically saying what I said in this video, he blocked me. You can't even fucking handle the same energy that you're giving off, you know. So yeah, I just want to kind of make a second video about this. You know, it goes to show sometimes you gotta be very careful who you keep around you. I'm very happy I never called that guy my actual friend. I always call him an acquaintance. I'm very careful with who I give the friend label to, because when you let people in like that, it's much easier for them to mess with you or hurt you in a much more devious way, because by allowing them to become your friend, you're somewhat more vulnerable to said individual. Anyway, if you all agree with my takes on what I have said so far in the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. There's one more thing that I want to talk about here. I want to talk about the whole thing where he said about Griffith. I want to say one thing about the whole Griffith thing. I understand where you're coming from. The Berserk fan base definitely has losers who defend Griffith, but that's not anywhere close to the majority. Those are a lot of degenerates just like you are. So you and those people are in the same boat, my guy. Yeah, y'all are literally the same types of people, because the way they defend Griffith is the same way you defend Rudius. Rudius is a pedophile. I don't care what you say, and you're defending this guy. Griffith is a rapist. I don't care what anyone says, what anyone else says, just like that fucking freak that I covered in a video a while back on my channel who defended Griffith. He defends Griffith with his entire identity. You guys are weirdos, and y'all all belong in the same asylum. You get what I'm saying? So this person here on Reddit says something, someone sent this to me. They said, here's the thing though, I think the author completely forgot the whole pedo thing halfway through. Because in like volume 17 or 18, I'm not sure, Rudius has a full monologue about how pedophilia is bad and how pedophiles are disgusting, which is really funny given what he did. And the thing is, Rudius is a groomer, man. Rudius was a 30-year-old grooming these 7 and 8-year-old girls that he met to eventually fall in love with him as he got older. He kept making sexual jokes with them, he kept touching them inappropriately, he kept ending up in inappropriate situations with them. At the end of the day, a duck is a duck, and that guy is a fucking, well, a pedophile duck. Anyway, I don't want to make this video any longer. If you all agree with my takes, go ahead, like and subscribe. If you want to become a character in my story, all you gotta do is follow me on Twitter and DM me that you want to become a character, and I will make that happen. It's not something that's impossible for me to do, but I'm also going to tell you that you don't have control of what happens to the character. Do not say you want to be the main character or any type of bullshit like that. Don't make demands of me, because I'm just going to ignore you, right? It's more like just a cool way for fans of the book when it releases to say, hey yo, look, this character kind of looks like me, that's pretty cool, and that's about it, right? So yeah, go ahead, like the video. If you agree, you know, stick around. If you disagree, tell me why. If you are here to defend Rudius, I do not care. I don't care. Nothing you say is going to change my mind. The author failed his job in actually proving that Rudius is not a freak. He just didn't do his job. Okay, so yeah, everybody else have a good rest of your day. All right, later.